Love this song. Oh yeah, good song. So, what's going on? How you doing? How was your weekend? Let's talk about you. Let me find.
Much. I only got a couple of minutes. I'm glad we have this little huddle time because I'm going to see a customer. I think I told you about him last week. It's a customer who was upset because 2 years ago their ad got dropped out of the book. And you know what happens
hold on, I love this song. World Tonight. It's a good song. I'm sorry.
Good song.
Go ahead.
They got dropped out of the book 2 years ago, and then they've never trusted us again. Then they went back in again last year, and they weren't getting any results from their SEM. Self-listed on the Dex
Can you hand me those flowers?
They can't find them self-listed on the Dex Nose site.
Typical.
We'll
We'll talk about that later, but sent me your schedule. Appreciate that. Pipeline for new working.
For new working, but they're solid. I'm not going to give you anything unless it's, you know, pretty much a done deal.
Okay. Let's see. Weekly huddle form. Last week's results. We won't even talk about those. Let's talk about something a little bit more
I had a lot of
optimistic.
revenue closed last week.
6.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you need 1.5 a day.
But I had good gain on.
You did?
I mean, I'm not going to just run my accounts. I could just run my accounts and leave all the increase on the table. But you guys are,
All right,
you know,
I trust you.
I
That's
have a
fine.
number to hit.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. I put this shirt on eBay and I thought I was only going to get like $10 for it. This week's schedule, it's a little light. You have 11, you need 17, 2, 4, 4, 4, 3.
Well, we're setting up appointments. So.
Yeah. You have 67 open. I mean, I gotta believe somebody wants to see you.
Yes.
And I did have, what did I do with? Oh my goodness, this stuff's been in here for like a week. Alrighty, so much for bringing my lunch. So, and all these papers and, let's see, this is your schedule? Alright, good. This is your folder and your... Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Was it last week that I was out with you and we went to lunch? You know, I don't know. You didn't by chance grab that receipt, did you?
Which receipt?
From when we went to lunch?
I didn't go to lunch with you.
Gosh, that wasn't you? All right. Anyways.
Are we almost done?
You know what? Sure. One new this week. That's that menu you've been working since December. You gonna
Yeah, this week it's
reel that thing in anytime
reeling
soon?
it in this week.
Okay, woohoo! That's it. Anything I can do? Good. Great. Have a good day. I like these meetings too. They really get me fired up.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Jody. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good.
How's your weekend?
It was fun.
Good.
I'm recharged, ready to go.
Great. Glad to hear that. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about last week's results, and we're going to review your schedule for this week, talk about your new business pipeline, see what positives came out of last week, and maybe see if we can uncover some opportunities.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
So with last week's results, the plan for presentations was 17, and you had 16.
I would have had 17 if that furniture dealer did not
I
stand me
know,
up.
you were very upset about that. But the one thing I want you to feel good about was that the prior week, you only had 11 scheduled appointments. So
No, I do feel good about that.
that was one opportunity that we discussed, that you needed to try and get closer to the 17 presentations.
Right.
And one way you were going to do that was to spend some more time on the phone and use a different approach. So obviously it worked. What was it
Yep.
that you were saying?
I did both. I
Okay.
spent more time on the phone, and I was much more conscious of what I was actually saying to try to secure an appointment.
Okay.
And all I was trying to do was secure an appointment. So
Okay.
I was-
Using a positioning statement.
Right,
And asking for the appointment based on just talking to them about what's going on in their business.
correct.
Good, okay. And as far as closes, the plan is 6. You had 4 closes for the week, 4 to advertisers and 1 to a new. So you
Right.
were spot on with the new close. And just found 1 short on the presentations, the closes to advertisers, but I'm not concerned because you're right where you need to be at your benchmark. So
Right.
you're, as we discussed, you're 42% serviced at the 40% benchmark, so you're doing good there. And one other area of opportunity that you and I discussed from the prior week was the door swings and the prospects. You had 10 from the prior week, and you've actually doubled it, and you have 20.
Yes, I did.
So what changed last week?
It's more prospecting and stronger ICRs, so. just,
ICRs, okay.
ICRs.
I gave you that list. Did you use any of those?
I used some of them, and
Okay.
I tried to take some of those and make them more me.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Obviously
I
it worked out.
personalized them. Yeah, I'm getting much more comfortable with it, and I can see as long as you're giving the people a reason to speak to you, a lot of times they will speak
they
to you.
do.
So,
Amazing.
yeah.
And out of the 20 door swings, how many appointments were you able to get?
I believe I had 4, 3
Okay.
of which are this week, so.
And that's what I was just going to look at.
But just to clarify, only 2 came from the door swings,
Okay,
but I was able to get 2 referrals from my current clients.
That's great.
So, yeah, I've started getting better on asking for
you
referrals.
mentioned you were going to do that,
It
so
works.
good to hear.
So,
And this week's schedule, it looks like so far you're sitting at 12
Right.
appointments. So I would expect that you're gonna spend some time on the phone and
Yeah.
fill that up and get to your 17.
I have some tentatives I didn't put on here, so
Okay.
I should be able to get that filled up pretty
Okay.
quickly.
Might I suggest, it looks like you have 3 new, try and fill some of those up with some new appointments,
I could do that.
okay? And new presentations, like I said, you have 2, so maybe try and get a couple more. And in reviewing your pipeline, it looks like the 4 that you have appointments for, you actually did transfer those onto your pipeline. And the
I have
one-
more to put on here, but
Do
this
you?
is what
Okay.
I'm really comfortable with, so.
Okay,
This stuff will close. I have some that are, 50, 60%ers that I didn't put on here yet. Should I put those on? Or?
I would say if it's somebody that you've had a meaningful conversation with and you feel like there is any kind of opportunity, definitely put them on here. That way you don't lose track of them, and you can always use this for follow-up.
Okay.
Now, some of these have been on here for a couple weeks. Are we any closer to moving them up in the process?
The restaurant I should be closing this week. That's a
That's the
menu.
one, okay.
And, yeah, that's definitely coming in this week.
Okay, that's great.
Nothing else I can guarantee, but that one is strong.
Okay. And other than the ICRs, and I mean, you had a really good week last week as far as getting the 1 new
Thanks.
sale, increasing your presentations, doubling your door swings from the prior week. Is there anything else that you think went really well last week?
I don't know if I had a chance to talk to you. Remember that doctor you and I sat down and we talked about a few weeks ago?
The one
on
that
Huddle?
canceled.
They called customer service to cancel, but I was going out there to see if I
Right.
could save it, and you and I sat and talked
Mhm.
about some different
That's right, yeah.
strategies. Yep.
Did you see any opportunities from last week?
Getting better, progress, not perfection with the prospecting, but I still need to put more time against it. And if you could help me, this is something that I really could use some help
That was
on.
my next question. What do you need from me?
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I just don't feel real organized when I go out in the field, and if I get stood up, the
Okay.
fact that I bring all my stuff with me, okay?
Okay.
I bring my sales leads, I bring my new connects, have some other stuff that I found on the side, but to really be able to make it work when I'm out in the field without feeling like I'm just spending all my time.
Right, spinning your wheels.
Right, in the
Okay.
car. If you could help me get more discipline once I'm
Sure.
out there, because I know knocking on doors is the way to go.